just past 17 GMT, that's 8 p.m. here in Doha. We're following breaking news. The Israeli military has carried out airstrikes on Hamas leadership here in the Qatari capital. A senior Hamas member has told Al Jazeera that at least 2 people have been killed. And he confirmed that the son of Hamas's chief negotiator, as well as his office manager, were among those killed. But he said senior members of the Hamas delegation survived the attack. Qatar's Interior Ministry has now said that a member of the security forces here has also been killed. They had gathered at this location at the time of the attack to discuss the latest ceasefire proposal from the United States. An American official has told Al Jazeera that Israel had alerted Washington before the attack. Let's look at the map. Let's see where this happened. The attack happened in the Lake Taifiya neighborhood. That's north of Doha's West Bay commercial district. The area hosts a number of foreign missions, including the embassies of Brunei, the Philippines, and Iraq. Lake Taifiya is a largely residential community, and it hosts several local and international schools. Qatar's Interior Ministry has confirmed a member of the security forces was killed in that Israeli attack. The attack resulted in the martyrdom of Corporal Badr Assad Mohammed al-Humaydi al-Dosari, a member of the Internal Security Force. While performing his duties at the targeted site, a number of security personnel were also injured. The competent authorities continue to survey and secure the targeted area using the explosives unit of the Internal Security Force. Al Jazeera's Charles Stratford is live from the Corniche in Doha for us. Charles, so in addition to a violation of Qatar's sovereignty, we now have confirmation that this Israeli attack has killed a member of Qatar's law enforcement.
That's right. A serious escalation now that we've heard that news. We're also hearing from the Qatar Ministry of Interior that there were a number of other, we understand, Qatari security members that were injured in that attack. This is obviously unprecedented with respect to Qatar being a victim of an Israeli strike, but we have seen strikes in various locations around the world over the years. Khalid Mashal, an attempt on his life in Amman. A couple of decades ago, there was a successful targeted assassination of one of the founding members of the Hamas military wing in Dubai in 2010. And then, of course, we had Ismail Haniyeh, Hamas's leader, that was assassinated in December in Tehran. So, yeah, it's unprecedented for Qatar, but we've seen Israel act with impunity, taking out members of the Palestinian armed resistance in various locations in this region and the wider world for many decades. But yeah, we expect a very strong response, potentially in the coming hours, by the Qataris after this member of their security forces was killed.
Charles, am I correct in understanding that you're expecting a briefing from Qatari authorities soon?
Yeah, we have been expecting that for an hour or so now. One can imagine that the Qataris are busy gathering, collating their thoughts and preparing what one can only imagine will be a pretty strong statement. They've already roundly condemned this attack, describing it as cowardly and a flagrant violation of international law, and as you can imagine, they have said that there are ongoing investigations. We're hearing from some sources, but of course we can't confirm this, that there is a belief that the Qataris may in fact withdraw from their pivotal position as a mediator to try and end this war. It would not be inconceivable, considering the gravity, the seriousness of this attack. But as I say, we can't confirm those rumours yet, and we expect some sort of statement coming from the Foreign Ministry in the hours ahead.
Charles Stratford reporting from the Corniche in Doha. Thank you very much, Charles.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another edification to the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. First and foremost, Ka'al Halayam La Allah Yanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakaha Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listening and learning. Hey, who say war? Yeah? Who say war? This is the 14th installment of Who Say War. Alright, so as you could see, yeah, the least of the flock, man, the least of the flock. Amalek is at it again. Alright, Amalek is at it again. Alright, Amalek perform a air strike in Qatar, you know, the capital of Qatar, Doha. Alright, targeting Hamas leaders. Alright, you know, men who operate the military wing of Hamas, you know, these leaders that is hiding out, that is hiding out there, seeking refuge, so to speak, in Qatar. All right, and as you could see, Amalek, the Israelis, all right, giving no regard to Qatari sovereignty. All right, giving no regard to Qatari sovereignty. So there's where it is. There's what it is. But this is the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? This is the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now mind me, this airstrike that was carried out, Babylon the Great, which is America, they knew about it. So you can basically see it is a backstabbing, you know, because Babylon and Qatar believe they are allies. I think there's also an air base in Qatar, a US air base or something like that. You know, a military base in Qatar, I want to believe, yeah? So, it's basically like a stab in the back. And, hey, this is just showing, you know, and this what they are doing is just building the resilience of the Arabs, you know, where the whole Arab world pursuing to, let's get that one time. Let's get into it one time, because I don't have much time. I gotta go and get ready to the plantation. But nevertheless, second is just 15 and 28. Second is just 15 and 28, where it reads, Behold an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, yeah, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. All right, so this is what these Israelis is doing with their airstrikes and whatnot, so forth, you know, disrespecting the sovereignty of these Arab nations and what have you, so forth. All right, it's just going to culminate into the whole Arab world coming together, as prophesied in the scripture here, to go to war against Israel and America and NATO and what have you, so forth, because they all, America and NATO, you know, the beasts, they all gonna come to the aid. A matter of fact, they all gonna be dragged in. Let me be more precise with it. They are going to be dragged in. They are all going to be dragged into that war, this up and coming Third World War against these Arabic nations, along with Russia and Iran and Turkey and what have you, so forth, you know, Ethiopia and Libya, you know, the war against Gog and Magog. You understand? This is what it is. This is what it is. And as I say, as I had said I could remember a while back, and the brother Elder Yawakanan, alright, out there over in England, he had been echoing the same sentiments that I had spoke, that I had spoken, well, along with the brothers in camp, pursuing to Israel and the greater Israel project. Alright, Israel and the greater Israel project, where as the scriptures prophesied, pursuing to the land, the land mass that Yahweh power had promised unto Abraham. Alright, and they think that they fully believe that they are the people which the elites of them know that they are not. Alright, but they trying to falsely grab the blessing and what have you, so forth. But the point where I'm getting at, is that they're going to start to do land grabbing and go to war against these Arab nations in order to succeed in the land grabbing. Alright, and this is what is really going to bring about these Arab nations, to come together to go to war. Alright, because the greater Israel project, alright, it really consists of land, pieces of land from Syria and Jordan and Saudi Arabia and Iraq and what have you, so forth, that of these nations, that is going to make up the greater Israel project. Alright, and these is the things that is going to bring these nations together in solidarity. Alright, in solidarity, to come up against Israel, to bring Israel to an end, which Israel will become an end. The Israel we know today, alright, of the Israelis, these Amalekites, alright, that's who they are. They are Amalekites. They are not the children of Israel. Alright, this is what it is. So these is the things that is going to bring about, these is the factors that is going to bring about this war in the Middle East, so to speak. It says here, verse 30, also the Carmanians, region and wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power. Alright, and the Carmanians are the Iranians, alright, great power shall they come and join battle with them. Alright, and join battle with them. Right, Ezekiel 38, and waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And the Assyrians it is speaking about, it is America. Alright, code name for America. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Persecute who? America and Israel. Alright, Esau, Edom. Then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Alright? Because again, the scripture is speaking ever so loudly, pursuant to Jeremiah 50 and 45. Jeremiah 50 and 45, where it reads, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai, that he had taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Alright? And the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So these people are doing their thing on a reckless scale. They don't care. Alright? They don't care. When I'm saying these people, I'm speaking about Amalek. Alright? And what they are doing is literally forcing the hand of Babylon and what have you, so forth. You understand? And NATO, to actually come out, and go to war on their behalf. On their behalf. This is what this is here. Alright? This is what this is here. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, He's just gathering them all. He's just gathering them all, pursuant to 2nd Esdras, going back to that 2nd Esdras 15. Going back to that 2nd Esdras 15 and 20. 2nd Esdras 15 and 20, where it reads, Behold, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. Alright? All these nations, which are from the rising of the sun from the south. Alright, the rising of the sun, which is the far east, from the south, alright, which is like Africa and what have you, so forth, coming all the way down to this hemisphere here, alright, and from the east and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Who's them? Israel. Alright? Because all these nations have a hand in our destruction and our downfall. Alright? So the Lord is returning their recompense upon their own heads. Alright? That's why he says he's going to bring them down into the valley. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Joel chapter 2. Oh, no, Joel 3. Joel 3 and 1. Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, and I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Alright, World War 3. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have parted my land. So the Lord is gathering all these nations and bringing them down there into the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle East. Alright? That's why when I go to Revelation chapter 16, I think this will be the last scripture. Alright? Revelation chapter 16, and I think it's 12. Revelation 16 and 12, where it reads, And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared for what? For what? For war. For war. Alright? So that all their military vehicles, the troop carriers and the tanks and whatnot, so forth, this, that, the other, alright, will be able to move on dry land. Yeah? Will be able to move on dry land. Because it is going to be a blood-soaked, bloody battlefield. Hey, World War III is going to be the most atrocious, ferocious war ever fought upon the face of the earth, man. This is what it is. And that way is prepared, man. It is prepared. It is prepared. And things is happening. Things is stirring up. Attacks is being carried out. Hey, we happy that Israel did that, man. We not angry. I not condemning that at all. No way. Carry it on. Carry it on, Israel. Carry it on. Alright? So I hope you all was edified with this 14th installment of Who Say War? Who Say War, boy? Who Say War? Alright? Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp signing out. Saying Kal Halayam La Allah Yanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakaha Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Your brother Kahan signing out, saying shalom. Wa bad babal.